Hello, honeys. It is you, honeys, and it is I, honey. Who am I? I am the Bees Buzz. I am Nikita Thomas. I am here to bring you the Bees Buzz. I am also a Facebook group moderator of the Think and Grow Rich Mastermind group. So I am mutually here to do what we do in that group, and that is we discuss Napoleon Hill's book Think and Grow Rich. I wanted to bring to you today a portion of the book that I believe is very important. It is the 7 attributes of leaders. I'm not seven, 11. The 11 attributes of leadership. That is what I'm bringing to you today. I believe that leadership is very important. I believe we all need to find ways to be leaders, more of leaders and less of followers. It's very easily in a digitally technologically advanced world to become a follower, but the goal is to be a leader, and that is what I'm here to bring you this portion of the book. How do we become leaders? The number one way is we have unwavering courage. What does that mean? That means that we don't allow fear to overtake us. We do what it is that we need to do, whether we need to speak to ourselves in an affirmative voice. I am courageous. I am able to do this. I am capable of doing this. I am someone who can get on a plane and fly on a plane to another country. I am someone who can go jump in a pool and learn how to swim, and I've never swam and I'm really afraid of water, but I can do that. I am someone who I might have known that dogs, are scary to me or something, but I can get over that fear. Whatever you are afraid of, you can get over that fear. I am someone who I prefer to go head on towards my fear, whatever it is. In the moment where I feel any type of fear, I immediately go towards that, because I believe from my experience, it is something that's the way that I need to go. I need to get over that. And the best way to do that is to go towards it. There's no need in running from anything that you're afraid of, because guess what? You're only going to be more and more afraid of it. You have to go towards it. So unwavering faith. Number 2. What is number 2? Self-control. Self-control is, that should be number 1. But okay, we'll keep it at number 2 since that's where Napoleon Hill has it. Self-control. We all need self-control. We live in a world that is chaotic a lot of times. Things are out of control. We have a lot of stuff going on. And the number one thing is you have to know that you only have control over yourself. Unless you're a parent of a child, like a young child, something like that, or you have animals or pets, like things that you can easily control to a degree. But even those things have a level of getting out of control. I have a dog and a cat in my house, and it's very easy in moments where my dog, who is a pit bull, gets out of control and loses control with the cat, and next thing you know, they're fighting like cats and dogs, literally. But guess what? My pit is not so nice when it comes to fighting with the cat. So her level of self-control is not very good. So we need to have self-control. You can only control yourself. When you control yourself, don't worry about the other person. If you know, like I know, a lot of times very controlling people are that because they do not know how to control themselves. They cannot control themselves, and it's easier for them to try to control somebody else because that makes them feel like they're in control, when the reality is if you're not even controlling yourself, you have no business trying to control someone else. So number 2 is self-control. Number 3, a keen sense of justice. What does that mean? We need to know what justice is. We need to know right from wrong. We need to know that I deserve justice. We need to know that you deserve justice. We need to know that justice is, so ironically, my cat's name is Justice. So we need to know that we need justice, even though my pit bull likes to get on Justice and lose control with her. Justice is very important. We all know that we live in a very unjust world. We have so many things going on right now where unjust acts are occurring on a daily basis. We are all coming together on some level. All of us who are leaders, we are all coming together on some type of level to help fight injustices in the world. I actually am a community advocate. I have a website, bsharpproductions.org, where I do attend to the needs of people in my surrounding community. I live in New Jersey. And there are certain moments where I work with other organizations to help people who are having situations, social, economical situations, matters that they just don't know how to get themselves out of. So I am a community advocate for people. So I do have a keen sense of justice. I do know what it means to be justified in life in a positive way, and not treated unjustly. That is very important. So have a keen sense of justice. Number 4, definiteness of decision. What does that mean? That means that we don't have time to be indecisive. Make a decision and be definite, be firm, stand on whatever your decision is, whatever it is that you believe, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is you want to have, wherever it is you want to go. Be definite in that. Be sure of it. Just be definite. Make a decision and stand on that decision. Don't make a decision and then allow someone to come, and you know that that's the decision that you're supposed to make, or you want to make, and you have to make, and you allow someone to come and adjust your decision and have you making a decision that is not what you wanted to do, that is not where you wanted to go, that is not, it could be something as simple as what you wanted to eat. That is not what you wanted to eat. Be definite. Have a definiteness of decision. Have a definiteness of plans. That's number 5. What does that mean? That means when you make plans, stick to your plans, whatever it is. Plans in your social life, plans in your business life, plans in your personal life, whatever your plans are for whatever you have to do or whatever you want to do, stick to those plans and be definite about it. Again, same rules apply. Don't have a plan and then allow someone to come along and just change your plan and take you on their plan, or have you doing something that you don't want to do or you're not supposed to do. It's very easy to do that, but that only happens when we are indefinite, when we are indecisive in our plans. Have a plan, get a plan, make a plan, stick to the plan. Number 6, the habit of doing more than paid for. What does that mean? That is something that I have been a majority of my life, honey. I kid you not. An overachiever. That is me. That should be one of these names on this shirt around this beautiful African lady that's on my shirt. She is a representation of me in all these words. But overachiever is something that I've always been that. I've never been someone who is driven by the idea of money, doing anything for money. And because I'm like that, it allows me, it gives me the freedom of, when I'm doing something, I'm not focused on, I'm just doing this for the money, so I'm only going to do this much, or whatever I'm doing has to amount to this. There's no amount. It's just when I'm doing something, I do it, and I do it until it's done. And sometimes that means that you do more than what you're getting paid for. You're doing more than what's worth it of you to do. But at the end of the day, it's actually worth it. That's the thing about it. You're doing it because it needed to be done. It had to be done. And it really was worth you doing. And that's what always made me feel good as an overachiever. It made me feel better than even getting a paycheck when I worked for employers, was because I went above and beyond the call of duty. And that was more than a paycheck for me. And that's what really made me feel good at the end of the day, is because I knew I did more than what I was actually getting paid for. Quick story. Just last week, I was actually working out, and I've gotten to the habit of working out more. My husband and I have a gym in our home with weights and things like that we use. And I was working out, and I've gotten in the habit of where, we do our sets and our reps, and okay, I'll do 10 of this or 20 of that and 50 of this or whatever. And I got to a point to where I was just going. And I was like past the amount of numbers that I had set for myself, the goal that I had set for myself, and I was just counting. So actually I kept going until I felt the burn, because what I realized is my body needed more than what I was giving it. So I needed to go above and beyond even my own personal goal set, and just do it. And again, my body is worth that. I'm worth that. You're worth that. Go the distance. Overachieve. Do that. You will eventually get what you're worth. Just don't worry about getting paid for it in the beginning, and don't even worry about getting paid for it at all. I mean, seriously, just do what you do and love what you do and have fun with it, and go as far as you can go, to the hills and beyond. Okay, number 7, a pleasing personality. To me, what that says is have a pleasing personality, but don't be a people pleaser. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. I am a very pleasing person, and what that means is I'm very enjoyable. A lot of times I'm very agreeable, and because I'm like that, a lot of people, some people will take advantage of that, because it's like, oh, they take your kindness for a weakness, and oh, she just, she agrees. And it's like, yeah, I agree, but I agree because, number one, I don't like to sit up and argue and fight with people. So my thing is, it's better sometimes to just agree and keep it moving, in the event that it's something that it's not going to like take anything from me, or it's not going outside of my plans, or going outside of what it is that I have, that I want to do, or whatever. A lot of times, it's easier to just agree. Just be a pleasing type of person sometimes. It's very easy to go against the grain when it's something that you don't want to do, or maybe you just don't want to give that other person the satisfaction of having a pleasurable moment. But sometimes you just have to give a person that. It's life is, people say life is short. I really honestly don't believe life is short, because I'm 45 and I know that I don't look 45. And but that's because, again, I try to please myself, and then not only that, I just try to stay in peace and not take on too much, or not allow things to bother me. So I believe life is as long as we make it. It's as short as we make it, if that's what you believe. It's as long as you make it, if that's what you believe. I believe in scripture that says, with long life God will satisfy me. So that's what I believe. And I've seen people live to be 100 and plus and whatnot, and I know, even without a doubt, that it can happen. So, okay. Number 8, sympathy and understanding. Number 8 major attribute of leadership. What does that mean? That means that we allow ourselves to be supportive and compassionate towards one another. Compassion is something that, again, that's one of those attributes that is very hard to find in leaders, because when leaders, what I've experienced is, when leaders become leaders, they've dealt with so much along the way to the journey, the road, the path to becoming a leader, that they kind of get hardened and they lose that compassion. They get desensitized to, that's why we have a lot of crime going on, as far as cops killing people, and just people get desensitized to things, and at some point they lose that level of compassion for life. They lose that level of compassion for humanity. I just listened to the family of Jacob, the young man who was shot by police and is fighting for his life. I listened to his family speaking about him, and the number one thing that they said, of all that you remember of him, remember that he is human. He's a son, he's a brother, he's a cousin, he's all these things. He's an uncle, he's a man, he's a boy, he's all these things. But remember that he is human. Remember that we are all human, and try to have sympathy and understanding, support and compassion for people, even if you don't want to. Because guess what? That's something that you want for yourself. So why not give what you want to receive? That is a law of attraction. You give what you want to receive and expect to get that back the way that you're giving it. Okay. Number 9, mastery of detail. What does that mean? That means you are proficient, capable, you comprehend, and you have a know-how. That reminds me of, I was just doing some studying this week, and a gentleman made a comment that because we live in a world where technology is right at our disposal and right at our grasp, there's no excuse for anybody to say, well, I didn't learn this, or they didn't teach me that, or it's right there on that computer or on your phone or whatever mobile gadget device that you use to access technology. The click of a button, anything that you want to know, anywhere your mind wants to go, you can go there like immediately. So the thing that I remember from my studies this week with that gentleman was, he said it's not about knowledge anymore. It's about know-how. So it's not about what you know, but what do you know how to do? And the thing about what you know how to do is, as a leader, whatever you know how to do, you have the ability to create more leaders by what you know how to do. So you can take your know-how, like even what I'm doing with you, I know how Napoleon Hill thinks in his book. So I'm taking these 11 attributes of what Napoleon Hill know-hows to do as a leader, and I'm giving that to you because I believe this is also something that I know how to do. So when you know how to do something, or the how to, that goes beyond knowledge, and your how to or your know-how is the what you have, the skills and the ability that you have to give to others. And that's how you create more leaders. And don't expect to create everybody as a leader, because some people just don't want to be leaders. So a leader will become a leader, and a leader won't hesitate to be a leader when you are giving them what you know and teaching them what you know how to do. Okay? So number 10, willingness to assume full responsibility. That is a big one. A lot of people in life think that they are taking responsibility or assuming responsibility, but majority of the time, people put the responsibility of things onto other people. They don't take the responsibility for themselves. And I am someone who, I'm married twice. This is my second marriage that I'm in right now, but I was married the first time, and I actually orchestrated the marriage and had a lot to do with why the gentleman married me. Not saying that he didn't want to marry me and wouldn't have stayed with me, but I knew that I orchestrated a lot of putting that together, and actually neither the gentleman nor myself were ready, and I was the one who had to take full responsibility to say, you know what, I'm not ready for this, you're not ready for this, I have to take responsibility and we have to end this, and I have to basically take this one on the chin. Like, it's not going to go any further than this. And one thing about taking responsibility is, like I say, when I accepted responsibility, I knew that I was not ready. And when I say I was not ready, there were things that I was challenged with dealing with that I was not mature enough and ready enough to handle. And I was a mother of 4 daughters, so I was growing even as a young mother with my kids, and there was just a lot to take on. So willingness to assume full responsibility. Take full responsibility, and own up to whatever it is that is going on. Even if it's not your mistake, just own up to the responsibility of, or even if it's not your situation or what's going on, take responsibility. A lot of times, even when I'm doing community advocacy, I have to take responsibility for other people. I have to take responsibility for people who don't know how to take responsibility for themselves. Again, my know-how, what I know how to do, help someone else out of bad or uncompromising or unfortunate situations. That is what a leader is. That is what a leader does. Number 11, cooperation. Yes, this is the 11th major attribute of leadership by Napoleon Hill. Cooperation. We need to learn how to cooperate more. Cooperation is like, we come together on social media, we chat, we talk, even in the Think and Grow Rich Mastermind group, we do what we do. But even in that group, we have to cooperate with one another. We even have rules in that group of how we only focus on the book itself. But we have people who come into that group and they want to market themselves, they want to self-promote themselves. That's not what that group is for. And as a Facebook moderator, that's what I do. I try to make sure we cooperate on the level that the people who entrusted in me to be a Facebook moderator, how they want that group to cooperate and operate. So that's what we do. We need to learn how to cooperate. When we learn how to cooperate with one another, even again, going back to the things that are happening in the world, if we know how to cooperate with one another, we won't be so quick to pull a gun. We won't be so quick to just do something to somebody that there's irreversible implications, and it can be very detrimental to somebody's life in their existence if you don't know how to cooperate with someone. I have 4 daughters, and there's in life there's certain people we have to cooperate with, there's some people we don't have to cooperate with, and that's neither here nor there. But the people that we do have to cooperate with, whether it's somebody in a group, whether it's somebody on a job, whether it's somebody that you're in business with as far as entrepreneurship, whatever it is, your marriage, your household, social distancing, the government, whatever it is, we need to learn how to cooperate, and that will only help us live better. Again, we all need to be leaders, and cooperation is a key to leadership, according to Napoleon Hill. And I also believe that. I second that, third that, fourth that, the motion. So these are the 11 major attributes of leadership. I held you here with me for 20 minutes, but it was worth it. I hope you were able to stay through the duration. I thank you very much for being here with me, and I will see you next time on the Bees Buzz, and I will see you the next time I put a video together. Sometimes I'm live in the Think and Grow Rich group. I haven't been there live in a while, but I just decided to put this together for you today, and I hope you really appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. Again, if you're on my YouTube page, click subscribe, click like, leave me a comment. I would love to hear what you have to say, any feedback, any good, bad, the thumbs up, the thumbs down. Whatever it is, what goes around comes around. And if you're in the Think and Grow Rich group, thank you very much, everybody. I love you, thinkers. I love you, masterminds. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to videoing with you again. Have a great day, everybody.